What you don't need to apologize for. 1. For saying no. You have the right to say no to almost any request, offer or demand. And if the task is not your responsibility or you have not previously made any promises to the person, then you do not have to apologize for your no and feel guilty. Are you asked to stay late at work and you are very tired and wanted to get home sooner? No, I can't, I have other plans. People try to meet you, but you're not looking for a relationship or you don't like the person. No, I'm not interested, have a nice day. An acquaintance wants you to help him move his stuff and you were planning to go out that day? No can do. But here's the number of a great mover. Partner wants sex and you don't? Let's not do it tonight. I'm too sleepy. Many are taught from childhood to be exemplary boys and girls who are terribly afraid of upsetting others and would rather sacrifice their time and comfort than refuse. So we try to somehow smooth over a negative response with apologies and excuses. But it is not necessary, and sometimes it is even harmful. If your interlocutor is a manipulator, he will try to take advantage of your weakness to insist on his own. Of course, don't forget that the rule works both ways. Other people also have the right to refuse you, and their no should be accepted calmly. 2. For not meeting someone's expectations. This is similar to the first point. If you haven't promised people anything, you don't have to apologize for ruining their illusions. Whether it's your parents who think you're obligated to live by the plan they made up, a partner who wants to fit you into the framework of an ideal wife or husband, or a friend who has decided that you will always share all his interests and views. Your image that the man has created in his head and his expectations are not your responsibility, unless, of course, you have deliberately misled him. You are not obligated to serve someone else's interests and adjust to other people's desires, even if you are offended, pressured and tried to instill a sense of guilt. 3. For spending money on yourself. Some people feel selfish when they buy things for themselves, even if they are necessities. It seems to them that all the money should be invested in the family, in the education of children, in the mortgage, in a vacation together. But it's perfectly normal to please yourself, and even more so to buy something basic like clothes, shoes, or medicine. Yes, there are situations when the family has serious financial difficulties and, having bought a cake and a cup of tea in a cafe, you'll leave your loved ones without dinner. But if no one is starving or in debt. 4. For the fact that your opinion is different from someone else's. Your views on life may not coincide with the views of your colleagues, friends and relatives. Say, you do not like to go to corporate parties, do not celebrate the traditional holidays, and look at political events not as your environment. In some situations, it is quite possible to keep silent, but sometimes you have to assert their position and defend it. If you behave correctly, do not be rude, do not impose their point of view to anyone, you have nothing to apologize for. You are just expressing your opinion, and you should not feel uncomfortable about it. 5. For people doing their job. Once at a nail salon, I heard a client, sitting at the table with the master, began to make excuses. Sorry, I haven't done anything with my nails for a long time, my cuticles have grown back a lot. But in these situations, there's simply no need to apologize. The man is doing you paid for the service, not doing you a favor. You're not likely to apologize to a surgeon because your appendix is inflamed, or apologize to a tutor because you don't know what he's talking about. 6. For breaking up a toxic relationship. If you are unlucky enough to be the victim of a tyrant and manipulator, whether a friend, relative or loved one, you are not to blame for what happened. When one hurts another morally or physically, it is always the aggressor who is to blame, not the victim. Getting out of such a relationship is the only right thing to do. But to apologize for the fact that you do not want to endure more torment, you definitely do not have to. Even if they try to prove the opposite to you. 7. For wanting to be alone, solitude helps to put your thoughts and feelings in order. Doctors and psychologists agree that everyone needs to spend time alone with themselves periodically. Therefore, your refusal to go to a noisy party or desire to walk alone in the park is not a reason to feel guilty and to ask forgiveness from friends or family. 8. For other people's behavior. You are only responsible for your own actions, and the behavior of other adults and competent people does not depend on you in any way. So if your friend, relative, or even an adult child does something wrong, lets someone down, cheat, hurt someone, sass them, apologize for what happened, it is up to that person to apologize for what happened. What to say instead of an apology? It happens that you do not feel guilty and ask for forgiveness is absolutely nothing. But you still want to somehow soften the rejection or unpleasant situation. Here is what you can do. Express regret. I'm sorry I can't help you. Acknowledge the other person's emotions. I understand you're very upset that I can't come, it would make me sad too. Offer an alternative. I can't babysit your child today. But my sister can stay with him. She doesn't mind. Thank you for watching this channel.